There are moments in life when seemingly trivial events connect so precisely that they seem to defy chance. An unexpected meeting, a phrase in a book that speaks directly to your heart, or even the exact time on a clock repeating patterns like 11:11. These moments make us question whether something greater is operating behind the scenes of reality. Are they mere coincidences, or are they signs of a deeper, hidden language, a direct communication from the universe? Imagine each of these events as a piece of a cosmic puzzle. At first, the pieces seem random, meaningless. But as we pay attention, a pattern begins to emerge. It's as if the universe is guiding us, offering clues on an invisible map. These connections, going beyond mere chance, are known as synchronicities. And when we open ourselves to them, we are invited to explore the mystery of how everything in life might be interconnected in ways that defy our logical understanding. Have you ever experienced a moment when something seemingly mundane took on profound meaning, as if the universe was whispering directly to you? Perhaps you thought of someone only to receive a message from them shortly after. Or maybe a tough decision was illuminated by a series of coincidences pointing you in the right direction. These events, though subtle, carry a symbolic weight that transcends common logic. They make us pause, reflect, and for a brief moment, feel as though a greater order lies behind the apparent chaos. Synchronicities invite us to look beyond the surface of reality. They challenge us to believe that the world is not just a random play of causes and effects but an intricate tapestry woven by cosmic intelligence. When we open our eyes to these meaningful coincidences, we start to see that we are constantly in dialogue with the universe, a dialogue that demands attention, sensitivity, and an open mind to understand. Do you believe the universe is always sending us signs, or do you see these moments as mere coincidences? This is the reflection that will guide us on this journey. Let's explore what lies behind these experiences, uncover what they mean, and learn how to align ourselves with the flow of this silent language. For in the end, perhaps synchronicities are not isolated events but doors opening to a deeper connection with the essence of the universe and, why not, with our own soul. Synchronicities are more than simple coincidences. They carry a meaning that transcends chance and reveal an invisible connection between events, thoughts, and feelings. To understand them, we must start with the concept itself. Synchronicity, a term coined by Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung. He described synchronicities as meaningful coincidences that cannot be explained by cause and effect but hold profound significance for those who experience them. They are the meeting of the subjective and the objective, as if the external reality were responding to something emerging from within us. Jung believed that these experiences were manifestations of the collective unconscious, a universal reservoir of symbols, archetypes, and experiences shared by all humanity. It's as if our minds are connected to an invisible matrix where thoughts and intentions interact with the world around us, creating events that astonish us with their precision. Within this collective field, synchronicities emerge to remind us that we are interconnected, not only with one another but also with the very flow of the universe. The difference between common coincidences and synchronicities lies in the impact they have on our consciousness. A common coincidence might be curious or even amusing, but it lacks deeper meaning. A synchronicity, on the other hand, resonates within us, touching something that seemed dormant. It's as if an invisible key unlocks a door, revealing something we needed to know or experience. The feeling of this can't just be a coincidence marks the presence of synchronicity. Imagine, for instance, that you are facing a moment of doubt about which path to take in your life. Suddenly, a stranger makes a comment directly related to your situation, or you stumble upon a book addressing the exact question that troubles you. These events are not mere coincidences. They arrive with such precise timing that they seem imbued with purpose, as if the universe were whispering in your direction, guiding you. Throughout life, each of us experiences these meaningful connections in different ways. They may arise during times of transition, in deep challenges, or even in everyday situations. They invite us to pay attention, look beyond the surface, and realize that a greater intelligence operates behind the veil of reality. When we begin to recognize these synchronicities, we become conscious participants in this mysterious dialogue between our soul and the universe. Have you ever experienced something that felt like more than a coincidence? A moment when you sensed something greater at work, orchestrating the events of your life? That is the essence of synchronicities, a bridge between the visible and the invisible, a reminder that we are connected to a greater whole, where every detail, no matter how small, can carry profound meaning. The idea that there is a greater order behind the apparent chaos resonates deeply in philosophy and spirituality. Since ancient times, great thinkers have sought to understand the invisible fabric that connects all things. Plato, for example, believed in a world of ideas, a realm of perfection and harmony that serves as a model for everything that exists in the material plane. For him, what we perceive as disorder is merely an imperfect manifestation of this greater order. Synchronicities, then, can be seen as glimpses of this ideal world, moments when hidden harmony reveals itself in our everyday reality. In Taoism, we find the notion that everything is intrinsically linked by a universal flow called the Tao. This flow is the essence that permeates all things, uniting apparent chaos into a dynamic balance. When we experience a synchronicity, we are witnessing the Tao in action, a moment of awareness that we are part of a cosmic dance where nothing is separate. Taoism invites us to trust this flow, to perceive that the invisible connections are always present, even when we cannot fully understand them. Buddhism also addresses the interconnectedness of all things through the concept of pratyaya samutpada, or dependent origination. This idea suggests that everything in the universe arises in relation to something else, that nothing exists in isolation. Every thought, action, and event is interwoven in an infinite web of causes and conditions. When we experience a synchronicity, we are observing a moment when this web becomes visible, a manifestation of the universe responding to our presence and intentions. These philosophies invite us to reflect on the possibility that life is more than a series of disconnected events. What if everything happening around us, no matter how random it seems, is part of a greater pattern we have yet to understand? What if synchronicities are the universe's invitation to see beyond the surface and recognize that we are deeply connected to all that exists? These ideas are not merely abstract concepts. They can be experienced in our daily lives. When we begin to see synchronicities as expressions of this interconnectedness, our perception of the world changes. An unexpected encounter stops being mere luck and becomes a significant opportunity. A word overheard by chance feels like a message meant for us. Life, instead of random chaos, begins to reveal itself as a carefully woven masterpiece where every thread has a purpose. How do these invisible connections manifest in your life? Have you ever felt you were exactly in the right place at the right time, as if something greater was guiding your steps? These experiences show us that there is much more happening than meets the eye. May we learn to trust this invisible web, allowing it to guide us with wisdom and purpose. Modern science, particularly quantum physics, has brought new perspectives that seem to echo ancient philosophical and spiritual views about invisible connections and synchronicities. While science and spirituality have traditionally been seen as distinct fields, today there are fascinating points of convergence that expand our understanding of the universe. When we look at quantum phenomena, we begin to glimpse a reality where separation is merely an illusion and everything is, in fact, interconnected. One of the most intriguing concepts in quantum physics is non-locality. This principle suggests that subatomic particles, even when separated by vast distances, can remain connected instantaneously. If one particle is altered, the other responds immediately, as if there were no barriers of time or space between them. This connection, known as quantum entanglement, challenges our traditional logic and invites us to reconsider the nature of reality. It's as if the universe were a vast unified field where all parts are in constant communication. Now imagine this quantum interconnectedness extending beyond the subatomic level, permeating all aspects of existence. This could explain why sometimes seemingly unrelated events in our lives align in extraordinary ways. Perhaps synchronicities are manifestations of this unified field in our human experiences, revealing an underlying order that operates beyond what our senses can perceive. Another relevant concept is the collapse of the wave function, explored in experiments like the double-slit experiment. In it, particles of light, known as photons, seem to behave differently depending on how they are observed. This phenomenon suggests that the observer's consciousness plays an active role in how reality manifests. This leads to a profound question. What if our thoughts and intentions as forms of consciousness also influence the field around us, creating or attracting synchronicities? These insights from quantum physics are not merely theoretical, they have practical implications for our lives. If we are all connected by an invisible field and our consciousness can interact with it, then every thought, emotion, and action we emit is like a stone thrown into a calm lake, creating ripples that reverberate beyond what we can see. Synchronicities, in this sense, could be the reflections of those ripples, a return from the universe showing us how we are actively participating in its creation. When we consider this scientific perspective alongside philosophical and spiritual ideas, we begin to see that synchronicities are not just isolated events but expressions of a deeply interconnected reality. They remind us that we are part of something greater, a field where everything is linked and every choice, thought, and intention has the power to shape our experience. Have you ever wondered how your intentions and thoughts might be influencing the events around you? What if synchronicities are responses from the universe, showing that your actions are in harmony with the larger flow of life? May we open ourselves to this expansive vision, allowing science and spirituality to come together to illuminate the mystery of the connections surrounding us. Synchronicities often arise as compasses, pointing the way and offering signs that help us discover or reaffirm our life's purpose. They are not mere coincidences but encoded messages that seem to say, "You are on the right path," or "There's more to explore here." These meaningful coincidences have the power to align us with our deepest calling, revealing clues that bring us closer to who we truly are and what we are meant to achieve. Many people report that moments of synchronicity mark turning points in their lives. Imagine someone doubting their career path, repeatedly encountering references to a new profession or area of study. An unexpected meeting with someone who has walked that path can provide the clarity needed to make a decision. These experiences show that synchronicities often act as catalysts, prompting us to question, redirect, or trust what we already know deep within. There are inspiring stories of people who completely transformed their lives by following the signs of the universe. Consider an artist who, after years of struggle, meets a mentor or finds an opportunity at the exact moment they were about to give up. Or someone who decides to move to a new city and, upon arrival, encounters a series of events that seem magically aligned to help them adapt. These accounts show us that synchronicities not only guide us but also give us the courage to move forward, even when the path seems uncertain. However, to perceive these messages, it's essential to cultivate a posture of attentiveness and openness. Synchronicities don't shout, they whisper. They may hide in small details or patterns that only become clear over time. When we look at life with a sense of curiosity and reverence, we begin to notice that even challenges can contain synchronicities, guiding us toward the learning and growth we need. They also invite us to trust the intelligence of the universe, reminding us that not everything needs to be planned or controlled. Sometimes, the most meaningful moments of our journey arise when we surrender to the flow and allow life to surprise us. This trust does not mean passivity but rather an active openness to recognizing and acting upon the opportunities that appear. Have you ever experienced a synchronicity that changed the direction of your life or confirmed something you already felt? These experiences are not merely lucky moments. They are invitations to align your life with your higher purpose. Every synchronicity, no matter how small it may seem, is a piece of the puzzle the universe is helping you assemble. May we remain attentive, receptive, and ready to act when these signs appear, knowing they guide us toward a more aligned, meaningful, and purpose-filled life. The universe often communicates through a symbolic language, a form of expression that transcends words and touches our soul directly. These symbols emerge during moments of synchronicity as encoded messages, waiting to be deciphered by those with eyes to see and ears to hear. They may appear subtly in dreams, encounters, objects, or even in numbers we repeatedly encounter. To understand this language, we need to develop a sense of awareness and an openness to perceive what lies beyond the obvious. Carl Jung, in his work on archetypes and the collective unconscious, offered a powerful framework for understanding this symbolic language. He believed that certain patterns and symbols are universal, shared across cultures and eras. These archetypes manifest in our lives in various forms: a butterfly symbolizing transformation, a key representing new beginnings, or a spiral suggesting growth and evolution. When we experience synchronicities, we are often witnessing the manifestation of these archetypes, connecting us to the universal fabric of human experience. Symbols also have an intimate connection with our intuition. They speak directly to the heart and subconscious mind, often carrying a meaning that cannot be fully explained by logic. For instance, repeatedly encountering the number 7 might evoke a sense of spirituality or introspection, while the number 1111 could be perceived as a call to awareness and alignment with one's purpose. These patterns, seemingly trivial at first glance, become portals to deeper understanding when approached with curiosity and reverence. Interpreting the symbols of synchronicities is a practice that requires patience and self-awareness. There is no universal formula, as the meaning of each symbol is deeply personal and depends on the context of the individual experiencing it. A bird crossing your path might signify freedom to one person and divine protection to another. The key lies in listening to your intuition, reflecting on the moment the symbol appeared, and how it resonates with your life at that instant. One practical way to engage with this symbolic language is by keeping a synchronicity journal. Writing down significant events, the symbols that appear, and their possible interpretations can help uncover patterns and clearer messages over time. This practice also fosters a more conscious dialogue with the universe, signaling that we are willing to listen and learn. Have you ever noticed a recurring symbol in your life that seemed to carry special meaning? Perhaps it was a phrase you heard repeatedly in different contexts, or an animal that appeared during times of doubt or transition. These symbols are gifts from the universe, reminders that we are being guided and supported on our journey. May we learn to listen to this language with open hearts, allowing it to lead us to a deeper connection with the mystery of the divine. Recognizing synchronicities depends on a vital channel: intuition. Intuition is the internal compass that helps us perceive the hidden meaning in events that might otherwise go unnoticed. It is subtle, often quiet, but its presence acts as a beacon amid uncertainty. When we trust it, we open the door to a deeper interaction with the universe, allowing signs and synchronicities to reveal themselves more clearly. Intuition has been described as a form of wisdom that doesn't require analysis or logical reasoning. It is a direct knowing that emerges from a space beyond the conscious mind. French philosopher Henri Bergson viewed intuition as an immediate perception of life's essence, a direct connection with the universal flow. It is both personal and universal, reflecting our inner wisdom and our interconnection with the cosmos. Developing intuition is a practice that requires attention, trust, and presence. One of the most effective ways to strengthen this channel is through meditation. By quieting the mind and focusing on the present moment, we create a space for intuition to surface. Journaling is another powerful tool. Writing down your thoughts, feelings, and impressions without censorship or judgment helps access deeper layers of your mind, where intuitive messages often reside. Another essential practice is listening to your inner body cues. Intuition often manifests as subtle physical sensations: a tightening in the chest, a shiver, or a feeling of lightness. These physical signals are forms of communication that shouldn't be ignored. By paying attention to them, we begin to identify patterns that help distinguish the voice of intuition from the noise of fear or desire. Trusting intuition is fundamental to interpreting synchronicities. When a meaningful coincidence occurs, intuition guides us to understand its significance. Without trust, it's easy to dismiss these moments as mere chance. But when we trust our inner wisdom, every synchronicity becomes an opportunity for learning and growth, a clue that brings us closer to our purpose. Have you ever had a gut feeling that turned out to be right, or felt something was true without knowing why? These moments are manifestations of your intuition, inviting you to trust your inner wisdom more fully. By strengthening this connection, you become more receptive to the messages the universe is sending, allowing life to flow with greater synchronicity and harmony. Intuition is not something reserved for a select few. It is an innate ability accessible to anyone willing to cultivate it. May we listen to it with greater attention, honor it with more trust, and allow it to guide us in discovering the deeper meaning of synchronicities. For in the end, intuition is the bridge between our soul and the great mystery of the universe. Synchronicities often seem to have a special affinity for the pivotal moments in our lives. They appear as lights in the darkness, revealing paths during times of transition, challenge, or deep doubt. When we are faced with tough choices or circumstances that seem to test us, these meaningful coincidences emerge to offer clarity, direction, and often comfort. They remind us that, even in the most difficult moments, we are not alone and that a greater flow sustains and guides us. There is something intrinsic to human nature that seeks guidance in times of uncertainty. And it is precisely in these moments that synchronicities tend to manifest more frequently. It could be the right word spoken by a stranger, a song playing at the exact moment, or an unexpected encounter that completely shifts the course of our decisions. These events carry a symbolic weight that resonates with our inner state, as if the universe were responding to our unspoken questions. Consider, for example, someone feeling lost after the end of a significant relationship. Amid the pain and emptiness, this person might begin to notice patterns, encouraging phrases in books or movies, encounters with people who share similar stories, or seemingly random signs suggesting hope and renewal. These synchronicities act as messages from the universe, pointing toward a path of healing and growth, even when everything seems to be falling apart. Decisive moments in our journey, such as career changes, moves to new places, or the start of important relationships, are also often filled with synchronicities. It's as if the universe conspires to align the events, people, and circumstances we need to encounter. These moments ask us to be attentive and receptive, as the answers to our questions often arrive disguised in unexpected forms. However, it's important to remember that synchronicities do not absolve us of the responsibility to act. They guide us, but it is up to us to interpret the signs and make decisions. They invite us to actively participate in the process, to trust the direction suggested, and to move forward with courage. Synchronicity is not a map with all routes marked but a compass pointing to the next step. Have you experienced synchronicities during moments of change or challenge? Perhaps you noticed how they helped you make an important decision or find peace amid chaos. These events remind us that the universe is in constant dialogue with us, offering signs to help us navigate our journey. May we remain attentive and receptive, knowing that even in the most difficult times, a greater order guides and supports us. Attracting synchronicities into our lives is not something that happens by chance. Although they often arise unexpectedly, there are practices we can adopt to align our energy with the universal flow, increasing the frequency with which these meaningful coincidences occur. Cultivating a state of presence, gratitude, and clear intention places us in harmony with the rhythm of the universe, making us more receptive to the signs and opportunities it offers. One of the first steps to attract synchronicities is to align your energy with what you want to manifest. This starts with clarity of intention. When you precisely define what you're seeking, be it an answer, an opportunity, or guidance, the universe begins to rearrange events and circumstances to respond to that intention. Visualizing your desires with vivid details and genuine emotions is a powerful practice that helps intensify this alignment. Imagine yourself living the desired situation, feeling the joy, peace, or fulfillment it brings. This emotional vibration creates a magnetic field that attracts compatible events, people, and situations. Gratitude also plays an essential role in this process. When we express gratitude, we acknowledge and honor the blessings and signs already present in our lives. This state of appreciation opens an energetic channel that connects us to the universal flow. Start each day by identifying 3 things you're grateful for, no matter how small. This simple yet powerful practice raises your vibration and makes it more likely for you to attract more moments of synchronicity. Another important aspect is cultivating a mindset of openness. Often, we are so attached to rigid expectations that we fail to notice the unexpected opportunities that arise around us. Being open means trusting the process, even when the path isn't clear. It means allowing the universe to communicate in its own language instead of trying to control how or when things should happen. It's in this space of receptivity that the deepest synchronicities have the chance to manifest. Practices like meditation and mindfulness also help attract synchronicities. By slowing the mind and focusing on the present moment, we create a state of calm and attention that makes us more sensitive to the subtle signs around us. Daily meditation, even for a few minutes, helps cultivate this quality of presence. Try dedicating a few moments to sit in silence, breathing deeply and visualizing yourself as part of the universal flow. This moment of inner connection creates the space necessary for synchronicities to flourish. Have you ever noticed that when you're in a state of positivity and presence, it seems like the universe responds more clearly? This isn't a coincidence but a reflection of your energy aligning with the whole. Attracting synchronicities is ultimately a dance between your intention and your willingness to trust. Let us practice this openness, cultivate gratitude and presence, and allow the universe to surprise us with its infinite wisdom. When lived and understood deeply, synchronicities become catalysts for spiritual growth. They challenge us to expand our perception, question our limiting beliefs, and see beyond the veil of conventional reality. Each synchronicity is a reminder that the universe is alive, pulsing, and interconnected, and that our journey is part of something much greater. These meaningful coincidences not only enrich our lives with significance but also invite us to move closer to the mystery that permeates all existence. One way synchronicities foster spiritual growth is by challenging our linear and rational view of the world. They show us there's a dimension of life that cannot be explained solely by logic, a dimension where time, space, and causality intertwine in ways that transcend our understanding. This encounter with the unexplainable invites us to open our minds, let go of rigid certainties, and adopt a posture of humility before the unknown. Synchronicities also help us recognize patterns and connections that were previously hidden. These moments often bring to light recurring themes in our lives, such as emotional challenges, spiritual lessons, or deep desires we hadn't fully understood. By reflecting on these experiences, we begin to identify repeating cycles and understand how our choices, beliefs, and emotions shape the reality around us. Through this process, we are often led to confront our inner limitations. Synchronicities challenge us to look within, explore our fears, doubts, and blocks that may be hindering our growth. They show us that every challenge is an opportunity for transformation, every obstacle a chance to transcend old patterns and create space for something new. Moreover, synchronicities expand our consciousness, helping us perceive that we are part of a universal web where everything is connected. They remind us that our thoughts, intentions, and actions have an impact far beyond ourselves. This sense of interconnectedness inspires us to live with more purpose and intention, recognizing that our individual choices contribute to the whole. Have you ever noticed how a synchronicity can trigger a series of events leading to profound transformation? Perhaps it was an unexpected encounter that helped you overcome a fear or a sign that confirmed an important choice. These experiences show us that spiritual growth doesn't happen in isolation. It's deeply interconnected with the larger flow of life. Let us see each synchronicity as an invitation to evolve, a step toward a fuller and more authentic version of ourselves. For in the end, every significant moment we experience is an opportunity to connect more deeply with our essence and with the divine that resides in all things. While often interpreted through an individual lens, synchronicities have been revered in spiritual traditions worldwide as expressions of something much greater, the divine order or cosmic flow that connects all things. Each culture and spiritual tradition has its own way of understanding these meaningful connections, but all share the idea that they are manifestations of a universal intelligence that communicates with us in subtle and symbolic ways. In Christianity, synchronicities can be seen as divine signs, moments where God intervenes or communicates His will through everyday events. From the Bible, there are examples of situations where seemingly simple encounters or happenings carry profound spiritual significance. Consider the 3 wise men being guided by a star to the birth of Christ, a moment that transcends coincidence and is seen as an act of divine intervention. For Christians, these synchronicities are reminders that God is present in every aspect of life, guiding the faithful with love and purpose. In Spiritism, synchronicities are often interpreted as spiritual messages from guides, mentors, or departed loved ones. According to this view, the spiritual world constantly interacts with the material world, sending signs to help, console, or guide those open to perceiving them. Finding a feather, hearing a song at the perfect moment, or feeling a comforting presence in a difficult time can be interpreted as direct communication from the spiritual plane, affirming that we are never alone. In ancient cultures like Greek and Norse, synchronicities were often seen as the invisible threads of fate being woven by gods or cosmic forces. In Greek mythology, for example, it was believed that the Moirai, the goddesses of fate, wove the fabric of each individual's life, creating moments of alignment and meaning along the way. These cultures also emphasized the role of omens and oracles, which often operated through synchronic events to provide guidance. Taoism and Buddhism, on the other hand, see synchronicities as expressions of the natural flow of the universe, of which we are a part. In Taoism, synchronized events are seen as manifestations of the Tao, the universal order that keeps everything interconnected and in balance. In Buddhism, synchronicities are understood as moments of interdependence, where the causes and conditions of our lives converge meaningfully to teach or guide us on our spiritual path. These spiritual perspectives invite us to reflect on the greater meaning of synchronicities in our own lives. What if every sign we perceive is a reminder that we are deeply connected to the sacred? What if, by paying attention to these events, we are not just seeking guidance but actively participating in a dialogue with the universe? By connecting with these views, we begin to see synchronicities not as isolated occurrences but as part of a greater flow reflecting the wisdom of the cosmos. May we honor these moments, regardless of how we interpret them, recognizing in them the touch of the transcendent in our daily journey. Working with synchronicities requires more than just noticing them. It demands an attitude of openness, curiosity, and trust to interpret their meanings and act in alignment with the signs we receive. These moments are like doors the universe opens for us, but it's up to each individual to decide to step through them. When we recognize a synchronicity, we are being invited to engage in a dialogue with the sacred, to align our choices and intentions with the flow of life. The first step in working with synchronicities is recognizing their presence. Too often, we quickly dismiss these moments as insignificant coincidences, overlooking the richness of meaning they may hold. To avoid this, cultivate the habit of observing patterns and connections in your life. Keep a journal where you can record standout events, recurring symbols, and the emotions they evoke. This practice not only helps identify synchronicities but also deepens your understanding of how they relate to your personal journey. After recognizing a synchronicity, it's important to reflect on its meaning. Ask yourself, what is this event trying to tell me? How does it connect with what I'm experiencing now? The interpretation may vary from person to person, as each of us has a unique context and relationship with the symbols and events that appear in our lives. Often, your intuition will be your best guide in this process. Trust the insights that emerge and let them inform your actions. Working with synchronicities also involves an act of trust. Even when we don't fully understand the meaning of a sign, it's important to recognize that it carries a purpose. This doesn't mean acting impulsively but rather being open to the possibility that the universe is guiding you in ways that might not yet be clear. Trusting the process is essential to allow synchronicities to unfold fully. Another crucial aspect is acting in response to the signs. If a synchronicity points to an opportunity, a change, or a new direction, take the necessary steps to explore those possibilities. This could be as simple as making a phone call, accepting an invitation, or dedicating time to study something that resonated with you. Remember that synchronicities are invitations, not complete answers. They point the way, but it's up to you to walk the path. Finally, maintain an attitude of gratitude and receptivity. When we express gratitude for the synchronicities we experience, we send a message to the universe that we are open to continue receiving these gifts. This practice strengthens our connection to the universal flow and creates space for more meaningful moments to manifest. Have you ever had a synchronicity that inspired you to take a new path or act in an unexpected way? Let us recognize and honor these moments as part of an ongoing dialogue with the universe, knowing that each synchronicity is an opportunity to align our lives with a greater purpose. Synchronicities teach us that life is far richer and more interconnected than we often realize. They are constant reminders that the universe is in dialogue with us and that our choices and intentions shape our experience. As we reflect on the power of synchronicities, we are invited to adopt a posture of attention and openness, living with greater awareness and receptivity to the signs around us. These meaningful moments are like bridges connecting the inner world to the outer, the visible to the invisible, the personal to the universal. They remind us that there is a greater flow, a cosmic intelligence weaving the events of our lives with precision and purpose. When we pay attention to synchronicities, we expand our consciousness, recognizing that even the smallest details can carry profound meaning. They challenge us to let go of the idea that we are alone in our journey. Each synchronicity is evidence that we are connected to something greater, something that supports and guides us. This understanding inspires us to live with more intention, aligning our thoughts, actions, and desires with what truly matters to us. After all, the more we tune into the flow of the universe, the more synchronicities arise, guiding us toward a life filled with meaning and purpose. Have you ever wondered how synchronicities can enrich your life? Perhaps now is the time to start paying closer attention, listening to the whispers of the universe, and trusting the signs that appear on your journey. For in the end, each synchronicity is an invitation to awaken, to live more consciously, and to embrace the mystery of existence. If you enjoyed this content and wish to continue exploring how the universe guides us through signs and meaningful coincidences, I invite you to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your synchronicity experiences in the comments. Together, we can build a community of spiritual seekers who recognize and celebrate the ongoing dialogue between our souls and the cosmos. May we all open ourselves to the messages the universe offers, living with greater intention, gratitude, and connection.